Okay, guys. So if you have had injections and they did not work, or you are thinking about having injections, then you need to listen to this testimonial because that's what we're going to be talking about. So this is Karen. She's one of our patients, longtime patients. And she's going to kind of share a story about like her back pain and how the injections really didn't make that much of a difference. So tell us a little bit about your back pain, how long you've had it, um, everything that
Yeah.
you tried.
Okay. It started in 2013 when I was training for Boston. And
That's the marathon, but for
yeah,
those that don't
sorry,
know.
marathon. And I just would have this, it felt like my back was locking up. And I had a friend who had gotten an injection and she said, just go get it done just for the marathon. So I was like, okay. So I did a series of three and it worked until mile 20 in the marathon. And then that was done. So that was a good $3,000 worth of money. Kind of, I mean, not wasted because it helped me just get through, but I
Yeah.
thought it would be more permanent. So then I went for 3 years in terrible pain. My back pain doctor kept saying, oh, well, let's just do more injections, do more injections. And I was like, well, do you think chiropractic? Do you think physical therapy? Because that's none of that's going to work, which was very annoying. So I did go to a chiropractor and did some spinal decompression,
Hmm.
but it was in Fort Worth and it was too far and it didn't
Didn't
really
last.
work. No, it didn't
Yeah.
last either. So then I got more injections earlier this year, and finally I saw the light and
I
thought this
know.
just isn't going to work. So I'd had two back surgery consultations, and I definitely did not want to do surgery
Yeah.
because that's where I was headed until I came to
Yeah.
you.
Well, and it's crazy because like when you look at the research on injections, it's not great. I mean, they say it lasts anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks, but I find that it's even less than that, especially when, the problem is that you have to figure out like um, where the source of the problem is coming from. And often it's not a chemical issue. It's not like that inflammation that's created that is, and that's what the drugs will help. And so when you're treating the wrong thing, you're not going to get any kind of results at
Yep.
all. And that's what's so frustrating because that's all the doctors offer. I mean, literally like pain management. I'm like, oh my God, that's just freaking more drugs. And like,
Right.
I mean, and for me, when I hear the doctors like, well, okay, it didn't work the first time. I mean, it only lasted a short time. Let's do it again. Like,
Yeah. Let's keep
wait a
doing it.
second. Wait, it didn't work the first
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So what makes you think it's going to work the next time?
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I
that's
have those one-offs ever so often where you do see people that did the first one and the second one did take, but you still have to get to the why. You still have to get to the
right.
why. Like,
And
why
it,
is it happening?
yeah, and it still goes away. I mean, I don't know anybody who's gotten them and it just stays.
Nope, me
It,
neither.
it always comes back.
Always. And then the next phase is, well, you probably need to get a surgery.
Right.
And
It's
the problem with
never
that is it's they're not you're still not getting to what you're doing that could be creating some of these problems. And then you have the surgery and you still go back to the same habits that you had before, not knowing what to do. And then it comes back again as well. So we find even with back pain that one surgery leads to a second surgery, which leads to a third surgery. And it's just crazy.
yeah.
So tell us a little bit about some of your fears with your back pain, like if you could not get this resolved.
Oh, I was just fearful that I would kill my family because I was unable to
I totally get that.
run. Yeah. So I was, I couldn't run. It was so painful. Oh, and I had the shooting down my side. That
Yes,
was the
it was
next
getting
part.
worse. Yes.
And then my, doctors would say, oh, well, you must have a torn hamstring. And I'm like, well, I don't think so. Or, you have hip bursitis or whatever. And I'm like, I think it's all stemming from my back, y'all.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
or, whatever that is, the tightness or whatever I was doing. So that was my fear, is not to ever be able to run again, because
Yeah. That's
that's
your
my,
release. Like that's your like how people can be around you because I totally
yeah.
get it.
I coach a team, and I have to, I like running with them. I don't want to
Yes.
stand out in the cold and
Yeah.
watch them run.
Well, it's just like it's a mental thing. Like it like totally takes our brain and goes,
Yeah,
and so when you take that piece of it, that's kind of a lifestyle piece that's like really important.
exactly. And then I was worried, I didn't want to have surgery because I was worried, what if something goes wrong and I
Yeah.
can't
What if it
walk?
makes
Or I
me
can't.
worse? At
Exactly.
least I can kind of semi deal with this how it is.
Right. Right. Yeah. Because I can deal with it. It just
Yeah.
hurts.
Yeah.
So,
So tell us your experience with the doctor's office. Like I know you said a little bit of that, but I know like some of the things that they said when you said I'm going to go try physical therapy. I was like, are you kidding me? That's what they
yeah.
said.
Yes. Well, I don't think it's going to work. That's not going to work. If this doesn't, it's all because you've got this whatever tear in your, in one of my
Discs.
L4 or whatever
Yep.
that was. And that really never made sense to me. But and it wasn't getting worse. Like I had MRI once a year and it wasn't getting worse. It was just staying the same.
Yeah.
But he was
Except
unable
you
to
were
fix it.
getting worse. Your symptoms were
Right.
getting
I
worse,
was
which is
getting
why you
worse.
can't rely on MRIs.
And he would say, well, that's weird because it doesn't look that worse than it was a year ago. And I'm like, well, it's the pain's worse. So whatever.
Yeah.
And so then I come into you
Yeah.
because Avery and you cure. I mean, long story short, you basically cured my whole problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
not lying. I'm not being paid.
Yeah. I know.
It's really, I
But
mean,
it's
it's
teaching you
been,
how to do it. Like we guided you through the process and said, okay, this is what we want you to work on. And then it's just that progression. And
yep.
it's like you get better and better and better. And then I know, like what you said before, which is what a lot of our patients say. It's like, oh, I was feeling really good. It kind of came back a little bit, but I did my exercises and it's back to being good again
Yeah.
type thing. So we
And
see that stuff all the time. And it's so frustrating that that people have to go through what you went through
I
as long as you
know.
went through.
And I'm sleeping through the night. That's the other thing. I wasn't sleeping. I would wake up in the middle of the night and couldn't go back to sleep because my back was, I couldn't get comfortable. And
Yeah.
now I don't, when I say it's back, it's only back a little bit because I ran yesterday after kind of taking off for a while.
Yep.
It just sort of came back. And I'm like,
And you
okay,
probably got some soreness because it wasn't used to it. And it's just like any injury. I mean, it takes time for things to like 100% heal. So just because people feel good, it's like an ankle sprain. You can feel good, like, wow, it feels good. Like I can walk around, I have no problems. But then you go and do something a little bit more dynamic, it'll get a little sore because it's just not used to doing that. Doesn't mean that it's like, oh, it's damaged. It's just going to take a little bit, some time to get your body to adapt to that, especially when you haven't done anything for, I mean, now I don't do something for a week and I come back a week later and do it. And I'm like, what the heck?
That's what I was about to say. It wasn't the
I'm
overuse,
so
right?
sore.
It's like I'm out for 2 weeks and all of a sudden I go back yesterday and I'm running and I'm like,
Yep.
what is that? I haven't even been running. How can it be hurting? And it's because I was doing exercises because I wasn't running.
Yes.
So if I run, I do my exercises.
Yep. It always goes hand in hand. Well, what would you tell someone that was on the fence of coming in?
I would tell them go.
Yeah.
Absolutely do it.
Yeah.
Because, and two, you aren't one of those that, and I'm not bashing chiropractors because I love it. Some of them, it's like, oh, you have to come in the rest of your life, 2 days a week or 3 days a week.
Yeah.
And you were like, I can barely see you like once.
Oh, I know. It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard to get in and go and get it done. And you only have to go. I mean, you've treated me for 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah,
maybe.
probably once a week.
Once a week for 4 weeks and then 2 weeks later. And now I'm sort of on my own.
Yeah.
So I love that you don't say, oh, this is lifetime. You're going to be in my office forever.
Yeah.
Come in for 30 minutes if it starts to give you problems. So that's what I
exactly.
love.
And that's the thing is, because honestly, I'm in that same category. I forget to do things and sometimes just need a little tune up here or there, but you know what to do. Like we've taught you what to do and how to kind of manage this, which is so empowering. Yeah. And it makes you feel confident that like, I can get back to doing anything. Like I know how to take care of this if it tightens up, where a lot of times you go to other healthcare providers, they don't give you that education. It's like, no, you come in and I'm going to get you better. Where, yeah, we do that, but we also teach you how to do very similar things at home. Yes. That can give you a very similar result. So.
And I also like your hands-on approach to you and Katie both. You are hands-on while I'm there.
Yes.
Not watching me do an hour worth of
exercises.
Yes. Yeah. So I love that too. It's a good mix of.
Well, and we just want to change up the model. Like it doesn't like our healthcare system is a complete mess. So like we don't need you to come in for us to watch you do an exercise. We want to show you a few things that you can do on your own. And then you like, we like want to coach you through the whole entire process, but we can do hands-on approach to get you there so much faster and then teach you kind of how, okay, at this point, now I want you to do this and this is how we're going to progress it. So you're just kind of like gradually getting better and better. Like each visit it's an improvement.
Yeah, no, it's been amazing. So go. Go.
Well, awesome. I just know this story is going to help so many other people like that. That's why I like doing this, because people see themselves in the stories and they're like, oh my gosh, I have hope now because you sound just like me. And, but this is like all of our clients, like they've been to multiple different providers. I mean, on average, probably 4 or 5 before they even come in and see us. It's really common. And then we're able to give them the results. And if we can't, we work towards giving, which is very rare, helping them find someone that can actually help.
Yeah.
But it's rare, but we do. Like, we're not going to go and be like, okay, we're going to drag you along. We don't know what's going on, but let's keep on coming in. That's just not how we operate.
Well, it's great. You've helped three members of my family.
I know. Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much for doing this.
Of course. Thank you.